hello there, crackbook crackers and tweeters, and to those over on my YouTube. Wow, what an interesting day. Like, how are we even going to know what's going to go on tomorrow? I'm in a stable place. I'm in a good place. Apart from the fact that I've got sugar literally all over my feet. My son has managed to empty all of the sugar on the kitchen floor, and I've got it stuck in between my toes, and my Hoover packed up, so I'm just waiting for it to switch back on so I can sort it out. And there's no point going and sorting my feet out because I'm gonna have to go back in the kitchen in a minute and get sugar out from in between my toes. And my place looks like a fucking bombs it right now. So I'm just literally catching up and going over a couple of things. And wow, what a day, what a day. I couldn't have asked for, you know, a couple of little steps in the right direction that are going to be good. And hopefully I'm going to have a coach as well. I'll speak to him on Saturday, and basically to keep me, holding me accountable and to keep me going in the direction, because I'm one of these ones at the moment that's on quite a cool roller coaster. It's refreshing. It's not easy sometimes, but coming into a place of receiving has been very, very, very difficult for me. I'm not very good at receiving, and that's been half of my battle, and that's half of probably majority of people's battles that are struggling. I'm not very good at receiving. So anyway, I actually wanted to say hello to people today, and I haven't really got much to sort of project out there really. Obviously we are in a pinnacle tipping point right now, and it's all going to be based on these next few weeks really. I'm not in a strong position to do what I need to do. However, I've been connecting the dots and looking at things, because obviously my intentions when I first started this was to close the gap on poor and wealth. You know, it was to basically educate everybody with the same tools and understanding. So apart from those that got brainwashed, and basically help those that were brainwashed to understand what money really was and what our service really is. And if, you know, this year people are all setting off in the directions that they should be really going in, it could be some interesting times. So anyway, let me have a look and see who is here. It doesn't actually always tell me. Sometimes I think there's just one person sat here, and then I go back and there's not. So thank God I'm not dealing with hundreds of thousands of people like some of my friends at the moment. But Frederick's joined and Caroline has joined. Frederick says hello. So hey Frederick, do watch lives, do catch up. Obviously everybody is having so many lives going on. I find watch parties very difficult, by the way, people, because, and the reason I don't do watch parties is because, one, they disappear, and I can't think what it is. There's a couple of things I'm a bit boomf about it. So Caroline, I have seen that you have emailed me, but I haven't opened it as yet, and I will do when I come off here. And no, it's not bloody fun getting sugar in your toes, because it's bloody sticky. And I just got him out the bath as well, and he came in also amazed with himself because he'd managed to tip it all into one of his bottles. Obviously the rest of it is all over the bloody floor, and then all of a sudden I've got sticky hands, and he came in, it was all over his face and everything. It was really sweet and really funny. PD12J looks like it doesn't include Ireland, Scotland. So here's another email to MOJ. They're going to be sick of me. Keep going, keep going. In fact, Frederick, have you had any emails back from the inquiry at all? That's what I would be interesting to know, because I haven't either yet. So have you had anything back from them? That would be interesting to know. Yeah, I don't really have sort of much on my mind really. I mean, today was just amazing to see the whole community. You know, they all must have, they've all known for 3 days that they've had this skateboard. It's an old skateboard, you know, it's one that was gifted to one of the parks, and she gradually, you know, the woman there grabbed the skateboard because they knew that Elijah Shiloh's had been stolen. And it was so nice to see the community come round, and they know he's shy, and everybody was waiting because he was sort of holding the board and being around it, and then all of a sudden he went bang, that's it. And like, he is just, you know, to see, he's 2 next month, but he's 1, to see him sort of like skateboarding down the road is really, 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 really sweet. It's so sweet. Yeah, and watching people's faces that like, wow. And even they were going today like, oh, hey, pro skater in the house. So the only thing with him going down the skateboard road is I don't want him to be a weed smoker. So I quite like the fact that he's into his football, so keep him healthy and strong. But yeah, it was nice. I was a bit nervous because I didn't actually want to go out and see anybody. I just wanted to give my kids some time on the park and some fresh air. And I find it quite nerve-wracking going in, because I'll never know, because a lot of people here watch my lives, and I'm getting so many more Portsmouth people coming in, and that was quite heartbreaking today to get a message from somebody in foster care telling me they'd been abused and stuff. So I've had 3 today. And I would like everybody, there's a mum, and we probably all know who this mum is. She has a closed account at the moment because obviously she's in court tomorrow and she's giving testimony. And I'm really, really, really praying that I get to speak to her before she gives testimony tomorrow. It's so difficult because I don't have a phone at the moment. And I'm hoping, it's so difficult for parents to take the stand. It really is. It's not an easy thing to do, to have to go in and have just such a short time to literally get everybody in that room to make a different decision based on just the mum speaking, especially when you've got everybody against you. But that judge has to listen to all sides of the story. And I really, really, really would like to just give her a couple of sentences tomorrow that are very key and very vital in how you communicate with a judge. And he's looking for them key words. And obviously we've got another mother that's giving birth that has been told the baby's going for removal at birth. And, you know, I find this whole thing quite overwhelming as well, because there's some really nasty stuff going on in other countries as well when it comes to adoption. You know, there's actually people being held captive and breeding. They're being raped and forced to get pregnant so they can then take the children off them and adopt them. It's going on in Africa. And it's sort of, if you look at it in this way, there's this really hostile side of social services and foster care in the fact that they have children that they've taken and in foster care. Now, by law, a foster care child should have an option to keep their child. They don't remove a foster care child. All foster care children predominantly are to go into mother and baby units. However, not many of them are coming out of these mother and baby units with their families. So could you actually say that children who have been in foster care are prime candidates to basically get pregnant knowing they're going to take the baby to feed this adoption industry? And it is an adoption industry. And we're coming very close now to coming up to Adoption Awareness Month. And what I would really like to do, I'm going to start going over on FEA soon and preparing everybody over in FEA. And in fact, I should have done it a long time ago, really. One of the really good things with XR is basically what XR do is they go on to Zoom and they bring everybody in onto Zoom. And so basically it's a collective, everybody's running under the same information, and then literally they're meeting at town halls or churches or community rooms all the way around the UK. So literally they've been meeting literally monthly, weekly, different events to make sure that everybody is on the same page. And this is what we need. It's just a bit difficult and a bit different because you're dealing with a different type of person. Obviously, the majority of people who are attending the XR camps, a lot of them are solicitors, lawyers, doctors, NHS workers, the crusties, activists. Obviously, there's a lot of DJs involved in this. There's a lot of graph artists involved in this. There's a lot of artists involved in this. What I find really funny is when I listen to a lot of these conspiracy theories about it, it's like, you need to look at the bigger picture of what's going on, mate. This isn't even about climate change. This is about an assembly. And when people are talking about the conspiracy side of it, then yeah, of course, this is about an assembly. And actually, all day I've had a fucking thing stuck in my head today. And I've been laughing as well, because when they sing Power to the People, we used to sing it at the wake ups, right? And I actually know who wrote Power to the People. And then today, in fact, the person who wrote Power to the People ended up bloody going off on one, going on Flat Earth and stuff. And I've reconnected back up with them this week. And so I can actually show you a wake up video of us all singing Power to the People. And then the other one is on our great grandmother's name, we're going to shut this system down. And all day I've just been going, we're going to shut this system down. And the funny thing is, I've got to find this series that I've got to watch. I can't think what it was called again. I've got it up here somewhere. The Handmaid's Tale. It's all about how the totalitarian state was coming in. And it's, in fact, my friend over at the park, she's in shell shock at the moment, because they've been dealing with me for quite a while over there now, and I think they just all thought I was mad and mental. And when she's been following this series, and she said to me today, she said, Kelly, you got to watch it. Everything you say, it's all there. It's all there. She said, I'm even looking at why they use certain fences in certain council areas and how they do it and why they choose the certain height and stuff. And she's really had her eyes open to, how they've been trying to lock us down and how they do it. And we've also been talking today about what's going on in Japan. And I find it quite interesting watching how these revolutions are going on all the way around the world, because you get to see how it's so different with a communist sort of country over a democrat country, and all these political words and labels that are used. Over in Japan at the moment, it's a fight to the death. They're taking, like, they have this system that everybody has to live by. And it's basically like a bit of an act on your phone, and you have to achieve these things. And if you don't have positive and negative reinforcements, they'll even shut your electric off. And they've got all these street scanner things as well, and they're like ripping them out now. They're like taking them out. And then sort of watching how Australia is dealing with it, to how New Zealand is dealing with it, to how we're dealing with it, to how America is dealing with it. It doesn't even tickle the fence over in America. It's so big, do you know what I mean? And there's so many protests and stuff in America, but it's been quite interesting. So anyway, I was going to have a quick scan and see. Okay, you got the email, cool. Hello there, Maria. Is that Kevin, my cousin? Holy fuck! Hello, Kevin. That's my cousin. Is that my cousin? That's my cousin. Yes, it is my cousin. Funny enough, I've been talking about you this week. I can't believe you've come up on here. I've been talking to somebody who coaches football here with the kids, who lives in Borden. And I mentioned your name the other day because I was talking about your dad being the one that used to be the fizzy pop man, who used to come round and do all the fizzy pops and stuff like that. Fuck, that's my cousin. Hello. And yeah, we were talking about the fact that he used to coach one of the kids that I haven't met. So probably one of your kids, Kevin, or maybe one of the other kids. So, wow, I got my cousin here. I haven't seen you for fucking donkey's years. Hello there, Kevin. Oh, that's quite sweet. I'm only in Portsmouth if you ever get bored, by the way. And hello there, Frederick. So That's just completely shot me to fuck. My cousin's actually just silenced me. That's funny. Yeah, that's just shot the fuck out of me. Hello there, Kevin. I hope Nicola's okay and everybody like that. So, and much love to your mum and your dad. So, yeah, today it's been a bit of a roller coaster, but it's been an unusual one because part of me wants to really step out of all of this at the moment and go, shit, you know, I can't go any further down this sort of hole. But one of my friends said to me today, she said, I'm so sorry you're going through this. I said, if I wasn't the director of Step Up Britain, I wouldn't have to go through this, would I? Because how can I step a country up if I can't come right down to the roots of where it is? And that was always my intentions in the first place. So I'm positioned very well right now to do what I'm about to do. The only thing is I don't know what the fuck I'm going to do, because I went to get in contact with Steve, ready for what's coming like very, very soon. And he's the one who was going to put all the plugins in all the websites and get everything ready for I'm Stepping Up for Britain and also on the FEA stuff. And he's fucking dead. And I'm like, holy shit. And apparently, like literally a week after I disconnected my social media and switched over, he passed away. So I have to be careful with some of these passing aways, because sometimes people are meant to pass away because they're not good people. And sometimes it's a bad thing, or they get taken out because they're good people. So I don't really know how the land lies. And I don't know how I'm going to replace this man, because I don't really know anybody else who knows how to do what it is that I need in these websites at the moment to achieve what needs to be achieved. And if those who have followed me know that I used to go and meet with Steve in Manchester, and we used to have a couple of conversations about how this was all going to come together. What you've got to remember is there's been 20, 30 years planning into all of this, and it's been quite an unusual time. So just please bear with us on the streets at the moment. And I am going to hopefully be joining all the guys this week, but I fucking shit myself taking my kids onto camp, because it only takes one police officer to grab my kids. It only takes, and Elijah and Shiloh love the environment. It's so funny, especially like, I mean, obviously we know Matt Black and all that, they're DJing down there, and Cold Cut and all that sort of stuff. And we're Divisa down there as well. So we've got some really good DJs down there. We've got some good people down there at the moment. So my kids love it. They love that environment. And literally Elijah goes, and he will go. So I panic, because if I lose him for 2 seconds, if I lose him for 5 fucking minutes, you know, my son's gone. He's gone. He's in foster care. Now, as you know, we had a big stand down today with naturally feeding mums, and literally the mums all just breastfed, literally smack bang down on the streets. You can't move a breastfeeding mum, can you? You know what they're going to do about it. But it does worry me, because these parents down there aren't parents that know what I know. Some of them are, because we've got some parents down there that have lost their kids, but the majority of them have never. My coffee cup stuck to my thing, but not many of them are aware that. Seriously, I'm a fucking nightmare at the moment. Just let me grab a tissue a minute. Stop. Yeah, not many of them actually are aware, and this is half of the battle. Not many people are aware that the police can literally quarantine your children within seconds, and once that happens, you've got 72 hours to save your child, and if you don't get them out within 72 hours, they're gone. It's as simple as that. Those 72 hours are fucking vital. So I don't even want to be in that situation. My children are not pawns in this, but I do need to go and speak. So what I'm thinking of doing is going down to London. I've got a couple of friends. Don't forget, I've got the MI5 place down there. So we've got the hidden sort of zones as well. Also, you're going to see a lot of black X's going up soon, and they're going to have street rats on them. So we're going to be busting buildings, opening up buildings, taking squats, and they're going to be a lot of safe places for people to come in over the winter. Streets, homeless, runaway kids. The street kitchen, I think the street kitchens are all going to start opening back up. I I think we said November the 5th. So don't forget, November the 5th is coming soon again as well. This year, masks off. So it's time to take the masks off this year. I'm not sure if we're going to go around for 2020. I think we might go the full 10 years and literally bring it all to a standstill head in 2020. I'm not sure. I haven't met with Mitch this year. We do need to catch up. There's a few of us from the steering group that are going to be catching up soon and just making sure. The only challenge is we've got a bit of a diversity going on, because the whole point is to bring left, right together. Left, right, the right hand talking to the left. Come on, right hand talking to the left, right hand talking to the left. And as soon as we can bring this in, we just bang, halt it. So I've got to be positioned smack bang in the middle of Parliament. I don't know how this is going to work at the moment, because the moment I've had to change my car over again, and the moment my registration plate comes up, because obviously in order to ensure register has to be registered in my name, a bit difficult and stuff with the thing at the moment. So the moment I flag up in London, it doesn't matter if I go on the train. If I go on the train, I come up on face recognition within seconds. It takes about 5 minutes to see the police greeting me as I get off the tube or the train. Very funny, quite nice actually. In fact, I actually, when was it? I can't think when it was in London. I actually got saved by one of the security guys that was following me. And he shot his card in my back pocket, and he just went, keep going. Just keep going. And it was actually quite funny. That was actually, I think that was David Cameron's head security that day. And yeah, I didn't even know he was following me, and I went to step and he pulled me back because I nearly got hit by a car. And he just went, wait, you watch it, we need you, keep going, and stuck his card in the back of my pocket. So it's been really, really interesting time, because obviously I keep disconnecting my accounts for a reason. And one of the reasons that I changed them over is because networks come in, and one of the problems that I've got is I can't have the other networks know yet that these networks are connected or coming around or building around. And what I'm hoping is by time we sort of are getting around to November, we're going to have of independents coming in. They're going to bring a new general election. I think they're going to bring it forward to this year, because the actual general election is next year. So I've got a feeling it's going to get, the more we bring this assembly in, the more the assembly comes in, the more people gather, the more that we bring it together. And I'm not just talking about the planet per se. I've told you, Mother Earth will upside and shift up off this fucking world. We couldn't do that level of damage. Grass grows. You cannot stop grass growing. Grass will grow wherever it wants to grow. The way that pollination works, it will happen. But what I'm trying to do at the moment is I'm trying to find the video and the interviews from Anonymous in 2013 and 2014. There was a couple of things on there that was really important, and I've got a videographer going through. I've got a feeling my cousin Kevin's into snooker. I've got a feeling one of them is really into snooker, and I could really do with them at the moment, because this film's going for 50 grand at the moment, and I've got to sort this stuff out. So I'd rather give the opportunity to a family member than a stranger. So I could do a checking out with that. So I'll have a look. So it's Graham's birthday tomorrow. I'm hoping Graham is going to come on live and speak with me live. I don't know at the moment. And hopefully we'll see. So I'm going to be with Graham. Is down here for about 9:30 tomorrow. Got to go and sort his stuff out. I'm fucked without my phone. My phone collapsing on me is a nightmare, because even if I do go down to London, I have to have my phone with me all the time. I have to have people be able to track me all the time. And I need to be able to live on a regular basis. And as I'm one of the main reasons that I'm wanting to get in and get out is, you've got a few MPs down there, by the way, who have joined with us. And you've got a few, don't forget Donald Trump, not Donald Trump, don't forget Boris Johnson's dad's still down there. You couldn't, what's the word? You couldn't make this shit up, could you? Like, you get to a point in life where you've got these stories that you want to tell. People look at you as if to go, you're mad, you're crazy, you are. And it's like, actually, it's like, what's that film with the Indian lad? And he won Who Wants to Be a Millionaire, and people couldn't actually understand how he knew what he knew. But when you go back over his life and how it came together, and you go, oh, okay, and it's kind of like that. It's quite strange how all of this is coming together. It's mental, absolutely mental. And what's great is this is all your Wales guys, girls, guys. This is your guys who started and held fort right at the bottom of the hill where the psychiatrist lives, who took my kids. So that's pretty much the people who are behind a lot of all of this. So, and they were all with me when I got my committal to prison served when I was staying in Ireland. So not in Ireland, in Wales. So anyway, on that note, I need to go to Wales at some point. I need to really, it's branding. Branding is holding me back. It is getting the t-shirts printed is holding me back, because they just want, using these ones on the computer, they just want so much of a cut. And, you know, even these crowdfunding things, they just want so much of a cut. And I'm just not willing to do that, because this needs to be done. I could just do with somebody who's just got all of the bloody equipment properly, and can literally just run it off as and when it's needed, and just let them pay and just post them from that particular point. And that would be so much easier. So I've got to get that shit done. This is a nightmare. This has to go, but I'm not swatching until that paperwork is in. I will be filed into that court before the 13th of December, 100%. That I'm actually hoping to do it on the 13th of December, and then that will mean literally for next year, then I'll probably be in court all through the summer here in Portsmouth, and then hopefully I can get the fuck out of here, get on that ferry to France, and go and do what it was that I was meant to be doing in the first place. Aaron and Faith are coming home. I know that. They'll find me. They'll find me. Do you know what I mean? They'll find me. Of course they will. So really, it's for you guys, really. Just, you know, there's some good stuff I'm going to be sharing out. I'm hoping that a lot of you are going to be with me in I think it's next May, next June. I'm going to be in Birmingham, but I have spoken to Russell Brand's ex-girlfriend, and she sent the message over, because of course, don't forget, if you've seen the videos, you would have seen me and Russell at the wake up, I did a video where my car was being pounded in, wasn't it, when we occupied London, and I put my car right on Trafalgar Square. And I used it as an example on how a community would come together when the police wanted to remove my car, and whether people would come together if the police wanted to remove somebody's child. And me and Russell had a bit of a chat about something, and we planned something a little bit a while back, and I'm hoping it's going to be next year in Birmingham, and I'm hoping when he takes that stage at the last 3 minutes, but I can't really say much at the moment, because we need him to stay on that stage. We need this to keep going. We need the people to be in the room that are going to be in the room, and a couple of other things that are going on as well. So yeah, I'm not as crazy and as mad as people think. I'm just strategizing and tacticking and working out where things need to be moved and where things need to go. And I do believe that somebody did retake one of the bridges today. I don't know which network it is, but literally it's the 11th today. I need to have a look at my calendar. I can't remember where I'm up to with things and stuff like that. It's really difficult. I need to be in a proper office doing this at the moment, because it's so difficult to keep this all in my head. But literally, we got a checkmate day coming, because we've got all of the networks on the forecourt all on the same day. And this is going to get interesting, because obviously XR are getting the media. Obviously, they get the media because it's Labour. Well, it's more the Green Party. Labour a bit involved. There's a couple of little hit and misses in there. I know some of the big companies that are behind it, who's funding certain things, and blah, 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 blah. who's running off the back of it and things. But you can't stop this now. You can't stop. You can't stop that people want to be part of something. People want to have significance. People want to have a purpose. People want to have direction. It's a natural need of ours. And one thing that you'll get down on the camp is you will get community and you will get healing. If you come down to camp, I promise you, whatever shit that you're dealing with, you will get healing, because that's what they're down there to do. And yes, it's a party atmosphere, it's a festival atmosphere, it's like a carnival, of course, because in Reclaim the Streets in 1994, I think it was, you got to remember, there was no social media. It was just word of the mouth to take for Reclaim the Streets. Was it about too many cars on the road? No, of course it wasn't. But it also was, because the doctor that went out in the papers the other day, he said, you know, he's got hundreds of children with asthma because of the pollution and all of this sort of stuff. So we do have to take the personal responsibility. Of course we do. I'm feeling a bit chuffed at the moment because I've been chatting to a couple of the journalists today, and I know something that's come in that I can't talk about publicly just yet, because if I do, and then obviously people get wings of things and things stop. You know, I'm watched that much that police turned up at my door to threaten to fucking shoot me if I don't step down. Do you know what I mean? That's how much it's monitored. And even yesterday, when I mentioned I got cut off yesterday, Frederick's saying he's ready to take the stand. I didn't know you haven't actually taken the stand yet, Frederick, so we must talk properly. But what was I going to say? Oh yeah, I was talking yesterday, but I got cut off, didn't I, on how much XR are in control, because Paul was on live the other day, and the police were doing what's called the front marching thing, and they basically walk in a line and they have to push back as they're walking. So it basically looks like the police are walking them off, but actually Paul, one of them moved out of line while on live, and Paul went, excuse me, back in line, and he went, oh, sorry, and stepped right back in line, you know. So, and I spoke to Paul. He said, look, Kelly, come down, you know, the police are having to do everything that they say. They arrest the ones that they tell them to arrest. They don't go onto the family camp. They're not allowed at the moment. It's going to be being completely protected. And what's even funnier is you see the police walking off with the octopus, but then Paul goes and does a live that the octopus is sitting in the family quarantine. So anyway, shit happens. You know, this is about a revolution with ourselves, take back our heart, minds and souls. But please do come down, come feel the rhythm with the beats of the drums, come dance with us, come change your vibration, come, you know, come get rid of a lot of that shit that you're dealing with, and you know, come and, yeah, just come and learn some stuff as well. You know, we are in a pinnacle tipping point of this world, and not necessarily about climate change, but about us as people. You know, there are two paths before us all right now, and we're either going to go the wrong way or we're going to go the right way. But it's not based on what other people, it's about you. It's about you following your heart. It's about you waking up and going, this is what I love doing, this is how I'm going to do it. And then you put the infrastructures around that to make sure that the money comes in but keeps you in line. It's like Shiloh. Take Shiloh for a prime example before I go. Literally now, Shiloh is 2 years old, and for his second birthday, I'll be setting up Stronghold for him. And that will basically be his branding until he changes it. That means his skateboards will be printed up in Stronghold, his branding, clothes, hoodies, all that will be printed up. And basically, I'll set up a YouTube channel that will follow Shiloh through his development with, I mean, come on, he's 2. Skateboarding, which is also, he's had his skateboard balanced in the fucking bath today, you know, actually standing on his fucking skateboard, balancing in the bath. So I'm assuming surfing and snowboarding will come into that with Shiloh. So this is going to have to be my lifestyle, because this is his personality. BMXing, scooter, free running, martial arts, 100%. 100%. That boy can fight already. Not funny, not good, but what I've said to you, the power in that boy is unbelievable. When he comes and gives you a hug, he gives you a hug, mate. You feel, yes, you know, you've just had the best hug of your life. Stronghold, hence where Stronghold comes from. So basically, he will be financially free probably by the time he's 4 or 5. And then he's got the infrastructures in place properly to make sure that, you know, I've already got Portsmouth, you know, like letting him sit in the manager's chair. Do you know what I mean? So he's 100%, as long as he, I don't want to even jinx it, but yes, he is EDS like me. And as long as he stays focused, he fell over on his ankle today, and it's like, no, come on, this boy's going to need a proper structure around him, because he's only got one body, and he's got to keep that body safe and protected, because, you know, he's going to have falls. You know, even today, smacked straight away in the face because he was doing a trip. He's taken the fucking skateboard down the bloody slide. We've got ramps out here, and he's doing ramps. Do you know what I mean? So it is 100% who he is. That is a boy who's not going to go to school. He won't cope. The school won't cope with him. He's too headstrong. If he wants to do something, he wants to do it, mate. And if you want to try and stop him from doing it, then he'll probably be the sort that would smash the classroom up and tell you, you know, and go and do it anyway. And I don't want that for him. I want him doing what he loves. And Elijah the same. Everybody around here says, you know, that boy is unique. He is beyond way with his clever. But I will tell you why. They're not immunised. You know, they're not dumbed down. They're not dumbed down. So yeah, there's a couple of other things on my side. Also, don't forget, it's what's it called? Art October or something like that. So there's a big network getting everybody to basically be artistic, do lots of stuff, and be creative and designing and getting yourself drawing, painting, whatever it is that you do. And that's good too. So yeah, don't really have much. I'm a bit blank today, to be honest, guys. Still managed to waffle on for 40 minutes, but tomorrow is another day, but tomorrow I have a reason to keep going, because obviously it's Graham's birthday tomorrow, and I haven't got anything to try to sort it out for him, but I'm hoping by the end of the day we can pull some stuff off. I really need my phone, because I need to ring Steve Davis back and just sort of say, are we on for this or not? And I can't think who the other guy is that I've got to deal with. I'm not into snooker, so I don't really know who everybody is. Obviously, I live behind Alex Higgins, so I obviously know Alex Higgins' story, because I used to see him every day coming from the shop and then walking home. So, yeah, tomorrow's going to be an amazing day. I love it. I love it. I never know what's around the corner. Just as I think, I mean, I've still got my eviction order coming. So I really need to do some cash in hand jobs at the moment and sort some stuff out. And I need to get I can't put the infrastructures in on this stuff at the moment. And the reason that I can't do that is because last time I did this and I submitted my business plan, the bastard stole it. So I'm not willing to do that at this particular point. My MP is wanting the mission statement, but I did that in 2010. They had the mission statement, and then obviously they ran with some parts of that, and then obviously they fucked up when they set me up to take my kids. So yeah, I think I'm going to pick these toys up. I'm going to put them where they need to be, straighten this place up to make sure it's ready for tomorrow morning. And I'm going to have a right giggle to myself over a couple of things. But seriously, like, some really great stuff's coming. I haven't heard anything back from the inquiry or stuff yet. I can't make the phone calls that I do at the moment because, you know, no phone. I've got my house phone, which actually I completely forgot I've got a house phone here. So as long as it's a landline and not mobile, I don't really know how it stands. I think it got cut out after an hour or something. But I don't know if it's been cut off because my internet's been cut off. I've been ringing Dean in Spain and I didn't put a package on it, so my phone bill's been going up and 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 up. So that's going to fuck me over this month. And I've got to get the car insurance sorted because I'm insured on me, but my car's not insured. So I need to switch over. But I'm on a trade one at the moment, so it cost me 80 quid to actually change it over to the car. So Money, 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 piece of paper for exchange of time and service. But unfortunately, right now, I don't charge for my time or my service, because if I did, it wouldn't be happening. So it's got to be done. And hopefully my book will be out on the 13th of December. And I can't wait. I'm getting a bit nervous about it because there's a few people that really don't like what I'm talking about and what I'm being open about. I'm pissing my mum off left, right and centre, as I know. Like I said to my mum today, don't have a go at me about talking about you publicly when you want to write to The Sun, when you want to put me in Bella magazine. And in fact, I've been in the fucking media since I was like, I don't know, boredom carnival from being a kid, and then my mum writing in articles. You know, if you want to go on telly and talk about my low self-esteem and self-worth, do you not think I'm going to respond at some point? And it was never about that. Challenge Britain was never about me as an individual. The Daily Mail just wrecked the article and turned it into something completely different. Sorry, my shoulder's just gone. And the original article obviously will be in my book as well, so people will see what it was about, why I did what I did, why I set out to do what I did, why I'm deliberately parked where I am right now, and why I'm positioned where I am right now and where I'm going with it next. And yeah, it's going to be good. It's going to be good. It's going to be good. I do get some really hard days. I do, because the weight of the world is on my shoulders sometimes, and we're not meant to pick up the burden. That's Jesus's job. But like, I think because sometimes my fingers are in quite a lot of pies, and sometimes these pies are really hot, and it's not always great to stick your finger in a hot pie. And yeah, mine's in a few hot pies right now. And if you don't know, the Epstein stuff is all starting to get shut down. In fact, before I go, let me just check something, because I know that one of the bodyguards is going to do something. What you got to remember is there was a lot of people years ago that wanted to shut this stuff down, and people have been trying, and it's been difficult. Oh, interesting. They really do want to shut this shit down, don't they? Well, tough shit, you can't. Well, how long did these people think they were going to get away with stealing and trafficking children? Like, really? There you go. The butler, Jeffrey, was tipped off about his arrest in July. That was 2 days ago. Here we go. Jean Brunel's going to come out. Not good, not good, not good, not good, not good. Right, I'll do a bit of a catch up later, because Queenie, who's got the ball? I think that will be us. So anyway, guys, on that note, I'm going to shoot off a little bit less than my hour, because I've done a live today already. And so the Queen opening the Parliament on the 14th might not happen. Of course the protesters are going. Daisy chain, mate, daisy chains. Watch the daisy. It's not summer right now, but watch it. Watch it. Just goes to show what chicken shit these people are, aren't they? The Queen might not turn up at something because there's protesters. I thought the Queen was the head of the army. Fearful of a couple of protesters, are you, Queenie? We like the Queen after all. She's done a good job, but you know, you can't keep protecting your son, and you can't keep allowing your son to get away with what he's doing, and you can't keep moving children through the Prince Trust. We already know how many children were taken off to Canada and never been seen again. You can't keep trying to tell people that the stories that they're telling are fakes and stuff like that. You know, the inquiry brought no arrests, yet I've already had 3 more kids come forward that have been abused in foster care. Enough's enough. Not on my watch. So anyway, guys, I'm going to go and try and find, if anybody's got, because I haven't got it. I haven't got, what's it on? It's on Now TV. I don't know what you do with Now TV. Oh, so I just cut off them. So if anyone's got a Now TV account and I can borrow it quickly, or not quickly, to watch this series, I've got to get these things out, and I'm going to try and get it downloaded and out, because they're shutting this film, this thing down quite a lot, because the information in it is absolute mess. So anyway, guys, and thanks to my cousin being here today. Makes me feel absolutely amazing, because it's nice to know that I've got family around and stuff like that. So it would be nice to catch up with some people as well before I could not go into prison. That's not happening. I've got 2 little boys that I've got to protect this whole way through this, but I've got 2 other kids that I've got to also protect. So it's a double-edged sword, isn't it, really? And also I want Elijah and Shiloh knowing and growing up to know that they stand for what they stand for. And I don't want them being part of this conformed, brainwashed society. And I want them to be raised with the truth. And I think they already know that. They know that they're here for a reason. They know their purpose. And I think they're going to do bloody, amazing. And I have to protect that. But we have to do what we've got to do right now. It has to happen. I'm afraid it has to, because it's like, before I go, if you remember in the film Ants, they still recolonized, but they did it without corruption at the core. And the corruption and greed that we have in the core of our country. Take Iraq, by the way. They actually distribute to everybody all of the basic needs and musts. So on every month per family, what you are, the parcel just arrives that has all of your basic things, your washing powders, all that sort of stuff, basic providers and things. The only thing that you tend to pay for is the clothes. They provide you with all basic stuff, but if you want all the mod cons and the fashions, then that's what they charge for. So I find that quite interesting. And, at the end of the day, the amount of money that's printed in distribution, I've told you, Dean and a few people, they calculated it, they worked it out. Every single person could have £1,442 a month based on what is in surplus in this world. And that's distributing it evenly throughout the whole population of the world. And that would mean that we could all basically live just exchanging our time and service with each other on a bartering way. And we wouldn't have any necessary for a lot of this shit. Do you know what I mean? So there's lots of solutions. There are lots of solutions. There is a lot of amazing solutions. But the sad thing is the people that are currently running the show don't have the understanding of the people. Like, if I said to Boris Johnson right now, I want you to come and live in this flat, we're going to take away your credit cards, we're going to take everything, you're going to receive exactly the same money that I get right now, and you're going to start with what we've got. Yes, he will have a different education and a different understanding, but it doesn't matter who you are or how you are. If you don't strategize out of a system like this, you ain't getting out of it. That's why back in 2010, I said that the system was a trap. And it should be a bridge for, it should be a bridge. That's it. This particular system should never be a way of life. It shouldn't. It isn't a way of life. It should just literally be a support network, a safety net to then help somebody, and then you should be going to the other side. Why do people go to the services and come out the other side? Low level standards of living. That's crazy. I always said it about Save the Family. Any person who would have been leaving there, they would have been leaving with their driving license, in their own vehicle, going off to their own home and land. None of this fuck off into a box and live in a box and be a box. So it's time to expand the boxes, bridge the gaps, and on to the next stage. So keep watching, guys. Keep watching this weekend. Keep watching a couple of other things that are going to be going on. Ignore the haters. Ignore the people who are trying to bring all this down. Because we're going to shut this system down. But unfortunately, we've got to bring a new one in place, because you can't just shut this system down. There would be anarchy. It would be absolute anarchy. It would be chaos to just completely remove the system. We have to replace the system, but it just means that it has to be done from a point where the core is not corrupted. The core comes from compassion, understanding, and things like that. It has to come from service point of view. So we've got to flip it over, and it's going to be fun to do so, and I'm looking forward to it. And we see what's going to happen on the 14th, because if the Queen doesn't speak into the Parliament, you know, anyway, Queenie, who's got the ball? See, you haven't got it. See, you haven't got it. Catch you all later, and I'll end up waffling for another 10 minutes. But guys, please, like, seriously, it's Friday tomorrow. It's Graham's birthday tomorrow, so have a celebration just for Graham. And hopefully I might get my phone sorted at some point tomorrow. Hopefully I'm going to try and get Graham on a live. Hopefully I'm going to try and connect that live up with all of the people that Graham hasn't seen for years. And hopefully Graham will be in a big different situation. It's 50 grand immediately for buying the rights to this film straight away. And I'm on 10% of everything at the moment. I've got to go down to Devon. I'm hoping I'm going up to Glasgow in another week and a half. Yeah, we're going to shut this system down. Wonder how long Boris has got, by the way. Quite like Boris. I like Boris, but, you know, and I actually do think that Boris could lead some of this through. But there's a couple of other things. The pirates haven't landed yet either. Anyway, I need to shut my mouth out because I'm dying to say some stuff. I'm dying to just release some information, and I'm not the greatest person at keeping secrets, but some things need to be done silently, and some things need to be done discreetly, and some things need to be done behind closed doors, and some things need to be done in a way where they can't see it coming, and people aren't going to see this coming, and it's going to send some shock waves, and it's going to make people realize that we're serious about this. We're not going away. We're not stopping. It's end result. We want to build a new platform for our future generation, because I am not going to be one of them people where our kids in our future generation turn around and say, wow, didn't that generation fuck it up? Didn't they just screw it up for us? They're paying for all of our mistakes. I don't want my great-grandchildren paying for my mistakes. I don't want even Elijah and Shiloh, you know, going into this system as it exists now. And we do need to build a better one. We do need to have a better structure. We do need to have better infrastructures, and we do need to have a better way of dealing with this. 10%, mate. Type 10%. That's it. Fuck all this tax stuff. Jesus came to turn the table tempers over, and the table temples are getting to the table thingamajigs are getting turned over. It's as simple as that. If they think that, you know, fake blood all over their building was one shock, you know. Anyway, time will tell. You can't stop change. You know, at the end of the day, you know, there's a mum having a baby taken off her this week, and there's another parent having their kids taken. And tomorrow another child is going to be taken. Tonight a child is going to be taken. And coming into Halloween, there's going to be some nasty stuff happening to some of these children, and we've got to stop it. Simple as that. And if I have to boot to go through that front door, then so be it. Just unfortunately, I have anxiety with leaving my kids. But if this shit's still going on in 10, 15 years, I hope it ain't. But if it is still going on in 10, 15 years, I'll be the first person literally joining the front line properly. Let's hope it's not, hey? Let's hope we don't have to do this in another 10 years. Let's hope we can sort all this shit out now and get it back on track properly. And yeah, it'd be lovely. I can't wait to have a lovely world for this, for our future generation. It'd be good. Yeah, I'm going to fuck off. So, but I don't know why Dyson stopped their car, by the way, because Dyson were meant to be bringing in a whole new revolutionary style car, like taking it to a whole new level, and they've just stopped their funding for some reason, and I don't really know why that's happened. So I need to do some research into that side of things. So anyway, guys, have an amazing day tomorrow, whatever you're doing. If you are able to get down to the camps at any point, or get to any of the meetings, get the training, know what's going on, what they're using, what all this means, what this means, what all these things mean, why we're talking the way that we do. Yeah, come down and break them fears as well, because some of the police officers down there are really cool. And you can have a right laugh with them and build some bridges, because at the end of the day, it affects everybody what's going on right now. And you know, we need to write this new bill of rights and make an agreement between each of the counties and areas, and I'm working out how we're going to work these budgets and how this is going to go. So I'm feeling so smug right now. Oh, I'm feeling so smug. Ego in check and all of that. Ego in check. Now, before I go, adoption agencies, please send me every adoption event that's going on. Send it to my PM, tag me in it, hit it. I will be hitting them. I've already started hitting them and sharing them out. I've already been telling them direct action will be hitting it, and we do need a direct action team, and we need to get stronger, harder and faster on this. Please do remember all the way through this that there are children that do need forever families, but there is a better way of doing this, and there are children that are abused by their families, and there are vulnerable people in all of this, and we have to safeguard and protect that vulnerability, but we also have to make sure that we're raising everybody up. Sometimes that can be really hard on you, but tough love is for a reason, and some of you have got to get yourselves out of bed. Some of you have got to pick yourselves out of that depression. Some of you have got to give yourself that incentive to get up in the morning and be that person that stamps on the fucking devil's head and says, here I am, bring it on. What is it that I am doing to serve today? And watch how the universe works for you. It will be the most beautiful thing. I posted up that I needed to get myself a coach today. Didn't even read my wall, wasn't even connected to me in that way. Most people are connected to me on my normal page, but they forget that I do everything out in the public one. And I think it was within an hour and a half, I got a PM message saying thanks for, you know, supporting me through my time of getting to where I've gone, and you know, want to connect. So we've now chatting on Saturday. I've gone away through all of his thing, and like me, went through the coaching academy. He's gone through Robbins, he's gone through the spiritual side, he's gone through the bits, he gets the totalitarian state, you know. So I think on Saturday, this even just the conversation that I'm going to have with this guy is going to be absolutely electric, because every interaction that comes together in such a way that you know, don't forget, this is coming from the 1% elite down to the 99%. And we're linking and connecting it in ways. What's going to be interesting is what happens with Brad Pitt. When anyone goes through the refining and the burning, then it's quite a dying to self. It's quite interesting. So anyway, I have held into my hour. I did say that I was going to commit to, you know, doing these lives for 1 hour a night. I do need to start trying to shorten them down, but it helps me. It keeps me going. I'm on my own here at the end of the day. Who knows, one of my cousins might pop in and say hello to me soon. And yeah. So I'm actually going to let that beat to exactly 1 hour. Look at these cheeks. Seriously, when I got the news like this, seriously, I know whenever I'm going through a really hard time, there's a big breakthrough coming, massive big breakthrough coming. You know, I always say with every breakdown comes a breakthrough. And don't forget, to other people who are watching, predominantly I'm talking to parents that are in disenfranchised grief, parents who've had their kids taken by the state, people who've got physical conditions, people who've been sexually, physically, or emotionally abused in some way that haven't had the healing and haven't, you know, I'm here to take the labels off people. I'm here to rip them fucking labels off you. You're not a tin of fucking beans. You don't need a label on you. And a lot of people have been suppressed by the system by telling them that they're this, they're this, they're this, they're this. And I'm here to tell you that your belief systems are bullshit. The brainwashing that you've been given didn't cleanse your brain. It's contaminated it, and you need to take it off, get it out, give it a rinse, give it a shrink, and put it in. You know, and with new thinking, new understanding, and new belief systems that are in line with you, who you are, not what they want you to be, not what the jobs worse want you to be, not what going to work to pay your bills wants you to be, what you want to be, who you are. And once you work out who you are and who you're here to serve, it will be the greatest day of your life, I promise. And I'm here to serve you. So I'm here to help you close your gap from where you are to where you want to be. It's just that right now I work for pro bono, and because people can't afford me right now, so I would rather people got the help than only those that can afford to pay my services. So, and anyway, it will get paid back to me in my book. So I will catch up with you all later. Lots of love. Namaste. Peace, love, harmony, prosperity to you all. See you on the other side. Oh, I'm so smug. There's some major shit going